Intermittent fasting, fad or fact? Hello and welcome to Wellness with Wendy RD. I am Wendy, a registered dietitian and also the founder of an all-natural skincare brand called Your Beauty, Your Skin. In today's video, my goal is to help you balance that lifestyle so you can balance your waist size. We will be talking about intermittent fasting, which has gained popularity over the past several years. Many people have actually tried this approach to dieting. Some have done it intentionally, while others have done it unintentionally in an effort to lose the weight, to control their blood sugar levels, to pretty much improve their overall health. But is intermittent fasting just another fad? Is it a scam? Or is it actually backed by real science? Well, we will get down in today's video into the nitty-gritty of this. We will talk about what intermittent fasting actually is. We will be discussing the most common types of intermittent fasting that has been practiced, the potential risks and benefits as well, who should try it and who should actually stay away from practicing intermittent fasting. And also I will be giving you tips for doing it safely and effectively. As I always tell my patients, make sure you talk to your healthcare provider before you actually start any type of diet or exercise regimen. So before you put it into practice, talk to your doctor, talk to your dietitian before you start intermittent fasting. And if you are new, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video on nutrition, skincare, or overall holistic wellness. Now let's get into what intermittent fasting is. So, the basis of intermittent fasting is you have a period of fasting and a period of feasting. It's a structured eating pattern where you alternate between those periods, a period of eating and a period of fasting. The most important thing that we should get from this is that your fasting period is longer than your eating window. Okay? So the time that you're not eating at all should be longer than the time that you're actually having your meals. And no, the goal is not to starve yourself to lose the weight. It's about restricting the calories for a short period of time. And when I say that, I mean if we're cutting back the period of eating, so we're actually eating less within that time frame. So you may not be eating, snacks as you normally would, or you're not eating meals late for bed. So intermittent fasting definitely restrict the calories because it's restricting the time frame. All right. And the times that you are actually eating, you would be eating as you normally would. But if you're consuming those unhealthy foods, then there's more work to be done, because then intermittent fasting will not help. I highly encourage to consume those nutrient-dense foods, right? And we want to do this because we want to make sure that we're providing our body with the fuel it needs to give us energy. We want to make sure that we're not doing those poor food choices that are ultra processed, that are high in sugar, that have unhealthy fats. Because as I said before, you will not see the benefits that you're looking for when practicing intermittent fasting if we're still doing these types of food. So how does intermittent fasting work? Well, when we eat, our body turns carbohydrates into glucose. So carbohydrates are like your fruits, your starch, which is your grains, your pasta, your rice, your cereal, those ground provision. And this is what gives our body energy. And the extra glucose is actually stored in our liver and our muscle as glycogen to be used at a later time. But when we're fasting for an extended period of time, our body tends to use that extra glucose that was stored, and it also causes our insulin level to drop. And it shifts from using glucose to start using fat to burn for energy. Very, very important. Fasting can be serious. And if we fast for a very long period of time, let's say greater than that 48 hours, our body is now in starvation mode. And when this happens, we're not using fat anymore. We're actually using our muscle mass for energy. And this can actually be serious and detrimental to our health. So it is very important to talk to your healthcare provider if this is something that we want to practice. Now, there are several variations to intermittent fasting, and you may want to choose one that is right depending on your lifestyle, your goal, and your health condition. Okay? And we're going to go into the different types of intermittent fasting. I know the most one that people actually practice is called time restricted fast. Okay, and with the time restricted fast, what we're doing is we are feasting within a period of time, and then we're fasting within a period of time. So we have like the 16 to 8 method or the 14 to 10 method. So we're fasting for that 16 hours and we're eating within that 8-hour window period. Or we're fasting for that 14 hours and we're eating within that 10-hour window period. Okay? And the cool thing about this one is we're actually counting the time that you are sleeping in your fast as well. Right? Because you're not eating when you're sleeping. So that is something that we do want to take into consideration. Now you may start eating at 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. And if you look on your screen, you can see examples of the types of things you'll be eating. So when you wake up, you may have your tea, you may have some lemon water, you may have your coffee. You can have, fluids that are low in calories. Yes, you can still do that. You can still keep yourself hydrated. And you can, rule of thumb, less than 5 calories you can have throughout the day in the fasting period. Okay, it is very important to make sure that you're keeping yourself hydrated during this time. And as you can see, for breakfast, you can have your protein, you can have some fruit, you can have your complex carbohydrate, some whole wheat toast, right? Just to give you an example, we can have for lunch your protein, piece of fish, a small amount of rice, and your non-starchy vegetable, and the same for dinner. So we are seeing that we're doing those lean proteins, your complex carbohydrate, and your non-starchy vegetables. Very important. The second method is alternate day fasting. And so pretty much you're fasting every other day. On fasting days, as we talked about, you're consuming, those low-calorie beverages, which is your water, your coffee, your tea, and you can also consume foods, but make sure that we're keeping it to less than 500 calories. All right. And then on days when you're not fasting, you're eating your regular normal meals. And the last one that we'll be talking about is your 5-2 method. So you're eating normally for 5 days a week, and then you're fasting, for the other 2. And those can be done congruently, or you can space them out. Make sure that we're still keeping ourselves hydrated by drinking those beverages that we talked about, less than 5 calories. So the teas, the waters, the lemon water, to definitely continue to give ourselves fluid. And also, some people may eat less than 500 calories as well on those fasting days. Yes, we want to make sure that we're keeping ourselves hydrated and providing adequate nutrition also on days of feast. But before we get into the pros and cons, let's address the bigger question. Does intermittent fasting really work? Well, most of the research out there have been done in animal studies, but they do have human research studies that have been completed as well, but in a smaller portion. And it does suggest that intermittent fasting may provide the following benefits. We already talked about, the weight loss and the fat burning. And the reason why it's providing these benefits is because, remember, when we're restricting the time allocated to eat, we're restricting the amount that we're eating, so we're restricting our caloric intake, okay? And that will lead to natural weight loss. It also helps with our blood sugar level. So fasting helps to lower that insulin level, making it beneficial for people who suffer from type 2 diabetes. And research has also suggested that it helps with the heart. So it helps to improve our cholesterol level. It helps to improve our blood pressure levels, also the inflammation markers as well. So there are benefits to doing intermittent fasting as research has suggested. Now, again, not all diets have all pros. There are also some downside to practicing intermittent fasting. The weight loss may be temporary. Remember, if we're choosing those unhealthy foods, those greasy, fatty foods, if we are not practicing portion control, you are going to regain back the weight. So very important to practice eating clean, eating nutrient-dense food, limiting those fatty, greasy foods, okay? Oh, another thing is loss of lean muscle mass. Remember when we're talking about if you're fasting for more than 48 hours, then our bodies start breaking down our muscle for energy? That can happen. Also, we need to work out. We need to be practicing the strength training and the proper protein intake to help retain and replenish our muscle, okay? If we're starting out with intermittent fasting, some people may struggle. They may feel hungry, they may feel irritable, low energy, and this is because it's not something that your body's used to. And this is what we always recommend for you to kind of ease your way into it. It's not something that you just want to go bam and do like that. It is not suitable for everyone. Certain groups should avoid intermittent fasting, and we'll talk about that later. So, how do we do intermittent fasting the right way? If this is something that you and your healthcare provider have agreed upon. Well, first, we need to evaluate your eating habits. Use this as the opportunity to cut out the ultra-processed foods and start eating whole, rich, nutrient-dense meals. I can't emphasize this enough. Doing the lean protein food sources, doing your complex carbohydrate, your whole grain, your whole wheat, things that are high in fiber, your fruits, your vegetables. Keep yourself hydrated. Drink plenty of water, teas, black coffee during periods of fasting. We definitely want to make sure that you're keeping yourself hydrated. Time for your fast properly. As we say, you want to make sure you're sticking to a regimen, okay? Start eating at 12, stop eating at 8. But we want to make sure that we stop eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime to support digestion and reduce the risk of heartburn. I always encourage my patients and clients to eat 2 hours before bed. After eating, wait 15 to 30 minutes, take a walk. Being mobile actually helps digestion before you go to bed as well, right? Incorporate exercise strength training. We're going to be doing 2 to 3 times out of the week, building those muscles. The other times we can do cardio to help our heart. We need to help maintain that muscle mass while we're fasting in order to make sure that our body is healthy. And please listen to your body. If you feel dizzy, if you feel weak, or have excess fatigue, this not may be the right thing for you. talk to your doctor. Okay? Do not binge eat. Just because you're fasting doesn't mean you should be overeating during your eating window period, right? Then it's not gonna work. It doesn't make the sense to do it. We want to avoid the ultra processed, high fatty foods, high sugary foods, high unhealthy fatty foods. Okay? Do not skip meals. You're already restricting the time that you're eating. We want to make sure that you're prioritizing the protein, the fiber, the healthy fats, the food that contains the vitamins, the minerals to maintain your energy and your overall health. And do not, please do not, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, you need the extra calories. If you are a child or a teen and you're growing, you need the extra calories. People who have to eat with their medication, they should not be trying this. And this is why I'm saying to you, please talk to your healthcare provider before you start any type of diet or exercise regimen. And at the end of the day, intermittent fasting, it is not a magic tool. It is not a magic solution. It helps with the weight loss and the metabolic health, but it should be combined with a balanced diet and an active lifestyle in order for long-term success. Remember, everything that we do, it needs to be consistent. Please talk to your healthcare provider before determine if this is actually right for you. Okay? Last thing I'm gonna say, and if you enjoy this video and want to debunk more health information, check out my video on the health myths that you still believe. I'll leave it here in the description below. If you have any topic that you'd like to discuss, anything that you'd like me to address, please leave it in the comment section. Okay? And please subscribe for more tips on wellness, nutrition, and skincare. See you later. Bye.